Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel or on our website. Reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing a 2019 launch from Panerai, celebrating its long-term association with the Panerai Classic Yachts Challenge. This is the Panerai Luminor 1950 Panerai Classic Yachts Challenge Flyback Chronograph, the PAM00764. Now the timepiece is substantial in titanium, 44 millimeters in diameter. It doesn't really wear that way, as most Luminors were smaller than their rated size, but it is a thick watch, and with the NATO strap it's even thicker. With the strap underneath the case back, it's 20.8 millimeters. If you were to take the strap off, just the case itself is going to be 17.7 millimeters thick. From lug to lug, it is 53.5 millimeters, and the spacing between the lugs is 24 millimeters. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Let's talk about the hardware and the software. It's a titanium watch, so it's not as heavy as you would suspect for its size. Throwing it on the wrist, the NATO style strap is very comfortable. It's also in the running for the title of most luxurious factory NATO strap. You can see how it fits down the barrel. I'm gonna let you be the judge here, but I think you could wear this watch on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters circumference if you're okay with the overpowering size and the visual statement it makes. You're not fitting it underneath the cuff, so don't even think about it. And there's your overhead shot so you can see how it looks when it's strapped down. Now, taking a quick look at the strap, again, this is one of the richest NATOs you're going to encounter. There's matching metal hardware for the strap minders. The underside is blue leather. The top is a textile in the colors of the Panerai Classic Yachts Challenge. There's a leather gusset sewn in to prevent the strap from gouging. And as you can see, there is more metal hardware attached. So this is going to be a durable piece. No strap lasts forever, but this one has a level of quality such that you can expect it to last for years. Now we're going to pull this strap off because NATOs do a great job of obscuring interesting case backs. And in this case, they also obscure the strap release system. You can see the Aline, Panerai's Classic Yacht, the one that they've owned for years, and it participates in the Classic Yachts Challenge, which is sort of a race for vintage yachts. It's kind of like what the Mille Miglia Rally is, but afloat. Now you can also see that the watch was part of a series of 1,000 in Series V, which was 2019. It is 100 meters water resistant. It also features Panerai's quick release system, so you depress this plunger and then you push the bar straight through. This is more secure than a spring bar system, and it allows you to effectively change your strap without defacing your watch with a screwdriver. You can actually break a toothpick in half and remove the strap. You can also see that the watch features an array of different finishings, including satin finish, media blasting, and high polish. The case itself is fairly self-explanatory. This is the Luminor 1950 case that is patterned after the historic 6152 combat watch, and which was introduced in the modern era for collectors in the PAM007 of 2002. Now you can see there's a lot going on here. The chronograph itself features a radial minutes array, so it's a lot like a Lamagna 5100. You have your chronograph seconds, you have your chronograph hours, and then your chronograph minutes. In 60-minute form, this minutes hand actually runs around the full circumference of the dial, so you get chronograph minutes up to 60 rather than the usual 30. You will note that there is a constant seconds hand over at 9 o'clock, and the watch does feature a zero reset hacking system. You can see when I pull the crown out, it zeroes the seconds hand, so you can set it precisely against a reference timer. Take a look outboard. You can see there's a tachymeter, but the calibration to 1 nautical mile is designed to gather the speed of things moving relatively slowly with a maximum of 30 knots. So remember, a nautical mile is 1.15 miles per hour, so multiply accordingly to get miles per hour from the knots on the tachymeter. The tachymeter is black and blue and white, and that goes for the dial as a whole. You can see it's a sandwich dial, as Panerai likes to call this construction, with a stencil over a fully loomed disc. So it has a three-dimensional effect, as each of these individual indices and the two numerals, they're effectively hollows on top of a disc of loom. Now the watch does include a flyback capability, and they make that quite easy. Start, and then there's flyback. And because it's a flyback, it restarts immediately when it's reset. Now you can use it conventionally. You can stop it and reset it and then restart it. But sometimes when you're timing events that occur in rapid succession, you want to be able to simply restart as you reset. And that's the advantage of a flyback. It's more often seen on aviation watches than yachting watches, but it does have a purpose, especially if you're timing the start of a new leg during a match of a regatta. Inside the case, you've got Panerai caliber 9100. Yes, it's water resistant down to 100 meters. automatic winding, 2 barrels, 72-hour power reserve. It has the hacking seconds and the 0 reset system. It has the flyback chronograph with the twin 60 central registers. It is a chronograph with a vertical clutch and a column wheel, so the feel as you cycle through the functions is crisp. That's the column wheel, and then the vertical clutch allows the watch to begin its operation without any jump or stagger to the seconds hand, and also because of the vertical clutch, you can just leave it running full time if you wish. There's no additional wear and tear. That's an advantage of a vertical clutch system. All of that pivots on 37 joules, and it beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It also has a free-sprung balance for shock resistance. Also important to note, the watch is a standard Luminor in its crown guard structure. Now, you know exactly who made this watch just by looking at that profile. It is a locking system that does not require you to screw the crown in or out, and it offers more protection than a conventional shouldered crown guard. Panerai designed this in the late 40s, implemented it in the 1950s, and post-2007, they implemented that little roller bearing in the cam to make the system smoother. So this locks the crown by compressing it. This unlocks the crown. It's also tough to drown your watch by jumping in the water with your crown unlocked because it pops out so prominently. So there's a lot to recommend this system, aside from the fact that it looks cool. It is very functional. And because it's so easy to unlock, you can manipulate the crown with wet, sweaty, or gloved hands. That's difficult to do with a tight screw-down crown. This is the Panerai PAM00764, and it is chock full of complication. Probably not your first Panerai watch, or I would even say it's probably the Panerai for the guy who's not necessarily into Panerai, the high horology guy who really likes complications. This is the watch for that guy. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. And we're back with the Panerai PAM00764 by night. You can see the depth of the individual indices and numerals on that sandwich dial.